If your RPM is under $8, you need to understand what I'm about to tell you. I consistently build $30 RPM channels here on YouTube, and I hate to break it to you, but more views, more uploads, and better videos isn't what you need to increase your RPM. And I've been consistently getting questions in the comments about how I'm able to get such a high RPM consistently, even though almost all of my channels are fully created using AI. But the answer is simple. It's not about the content you're making, it's about the viewers you're attracting. And what I'm about to tell you could potentially double or maybe even triple the RPM on your channel. First, I'm gonna go over what determines your RPM, whether it's sitting at $2 or $30. Then I'm gonna go over tips for hacking that RPM to maximize the amount of money that you're making from your channels. Now, you need to understand a few things about how YouTube actually works. Every guru is gonna tell you just pick a niche with a high RPM. The thing is, it's way deeper than that, and you need to find out why advertisers are even paying to be on YouTube in the first place. YouTube pays you through the ads that are running on your videos, and they take around 50%. So if you're making $500 a day from your channel, well, YouTube's also making $500 a day from your channel. And these ads are being paid for by third-party companies. They want to display their ads on YouTube, so they pay YouTube, let's say $1,000 for your video, and then 500 is going to go to you, and 500 is going to go to YouTube. And you got to keep in mind, these companies aren't just buying views, they're buying results. They are pretty much putting their trust in YouTube to find the right target audience for their product or whatever they are selling. And the thing is, competing companies that are selling similar products, once they find that right audience, they pretty much have to bid on which videos they want to get on. So once YouTube finds the right audience for these companies and these companies see good results, they're going to start bidding when they're competing against each other. And that's what raises your RPM. Let's say the RPM starts at $5, but another company says, hey, we want this audience. So then the RPM in that niche is going to go up to 6 and to 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just going to keep going up until the highest bidder is pretty much getting that audience. And then the rest of the companies are going to get a somewhat different audience. So that's pretty much what creates high RPM. Here's an old Minecraft channel I used to run. As you can see, this one video made $555, and if you look at the RPM, it is $2.26. If I go to settings, you can see this is indeed in USD. And $2.26 is not that great. And keep in mind, this is a 17-minute long video. If I actually press on it and see what it is, this is a Minecraft video. And not only is it a Minecraft video, but it's also a Minecraft roleplay video. So the target demographic is somewhere between the ages of like 7 to 12-year-old kids. And if I just take a second, go ahead and read the comments, you can kind of guess the age just by reading these comments. If I open this other tab, here's a video that made $10,000 with a little over 2 million views. And you can see the RPM on this one is $5.04, even though this video is only 12 minutes long. Now, this isn't crazy high RPM either, but if I go on this video, you can see it's kind of like Daily Dose of Internet. You can see that it's pretty much just compilation. If you actually go to this channel, it's my voice because this one I used to voice over myself. And once again, $5 is not bad, but it's higher than $2 at least, right? And that's because this target demographic is probably between the ages of like 10 to 16. So we're bumping up 3 to 5 years in average age per user watching the video pretty much, which is why the RPM is higher. And as you can see, it even shows here how much advertisers pay. They're paying $13 per 1,000 views. I'm getting paid out $5. So in this case, YouTube's taking a good chunk more than 50% of the revenue. Now, if we go to another channel, like a new channel like this channel, it's only 5 months old. It's called Nick Invest. And this channel is averaging 75,000 views per day. But the thing is, their RPM is between $10 and $15. So they're making around $1,000 per day, even with so many less views than my other channels used to get. And that's because of the audience they're bringing in. If we look at some of these videos, we're talking about taxes. We're talking about the middle class. We're talking about buying cars, buying houses. And what type of person is watching videos on how to invest their money, how to, pay less in taxes, how to get a good deal on a house, a mortgage, a car, right? People who have the money to pay taxes and buy a house and buy a car. And YouTube understands that that's who the audience is. And trust me, advertisers can sell products that are worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to people that they know have tens of thousands of dollars to invest into a house or a car. But the thing is here, and the thing I want to highlight is this entire video is made with AI. These are AI images, AI animations. It's an AI voiceover and an AI script. I'll even play just a few seconds so you can hear this AI script and voiceover.
Take a mid-range condo in a major city.
I mean, they're not even using that high quality of a voiceover. And I specifically chose my own channels that were made before the AI boom, and then this channel that's using completely AI, the script, the voiceover, the images, literally everything is AI in this video. And it goes to show no matter how much quality, no matter how many uploads you do, even the length of your video, it's not gonna change the audience that's coming in. So you really just need to attract the right audience. And you can actually take channels like the previous ones I showed you and figure out how to attract a better audience in order to make more money. Another thing is, I have a student that I'm currently coaching that is running a channel, and I can't show his channel because he probably doesn't want me to, but I'm sure he's fine with me giving a hint. It's pretty much a channel that's similar to this. It's in the finance niche, talking about like mortgages for homes, pretty much. It's all about the house market in the USA. And that channel has a great RPM. It's not getting crazy views, but it's making decent money because the RPM is just so high. And of course, we're taking advantage of AI, so we're coaching him using AI to make those videos. And I host this in my private mentorship community. If we go in the wins tab here, we just had another student, Matt. He joined the program on January 10th, started his channel on January 12th, and he got monetized just 6 days ago. Today is February 1st. And here's his accomplishments. He started a YouTube channel, monetized it, got 10K subs, and he's making over $279 a day with YouTube so far. And he joined less than a month ago. So if you guys are interested in learning directly from me in a one-on-one mentorship and you don't want just some pre-recorded course, you can apply to work with me in the description down below. Now, going back to what I was talking about, the reason a channel like this might have a $5 RPM and Nick Invest might have $15 is simply because of the bidding I talked about before, right? Advertisers that have a vacuum cleaner that's $600, they might be advertising on Nick Invest channel. Realistically, there's a ton of companies advertising, for example, tax services, and that costs a few $1,000s. And what other better channel is there to put it on than a channel talking about mortgages and taxes and buying cars? So all these competing companies are bidding higher and higher and higher until it reaches that ceiling where it doesn't, the bid doesn't go higher. Same thing like at an auction, if somebody's auctioning something, the people in the crowd are gonna bid until, the highest bidder pretty much wins. Now, for a channel like this, YouTube knows that the audience doesn't have that much money to spend. They might have $20, $30 to spend, or maybe they can ask their parents or something like that. So the products being shown here and the companies that want to push ads on these types of videos, they don't have to bid that high. The bid, stops at a much lower dollar amount, if that makes sense. Now, why would these advertisers want to put so much money, right? It's not only about the fact that they can make a few $1,000s off of a client. If this client's 30 years old and they're looking to buy a house and you advertise them tax services, they might get $2,000 of a client until this guy is 60 years old. So that might be $30. Think about that, from one single YouTube ad. So that's why they bid so much until that RPM is so high that in some niches I've seen up to $80 to $100 RPM. And I'm not gonna lie and say those are my channels, but I have seen the analytics of channels where the RPM is close to $100. And these are crazy videos that target the ultra rich that are super long. I mean, the view counts aren't crazy high, but they're getting paid so much money regardless. And now that you understand what truly gets paid on YouTube, you need to understand your audience. Here is another channel, True Globe, for example. This channel makes 50-minute to hour-long videos talking about traveling from country to country. And if you look, every single video has the word travel in it. As you can see, if I just scroll through, if you want to pause, you can see all of these have travel in the title. And just for example, an airline might advertise on this channel. Imagine an airline advertises and gets somebody to sign up for their credit card or for bonus miles, and now that airline has a customer that might be flying with them for the rest of their life. And the thing is, the person who created this channel understood the value of the audience before they even uploaded their first video. Now with videos like this, with Nick Invest, with all the channels I've showed in this video, I'm not gonna show you guys how to actually make the videos, because the thing is, truthfully, I've been in the shoes of anybody watching this. If you don't already have a channel, for example, I've been in your shoes. Obviously, everybody starts. I started around 3 to 4 years ago. And that's why I have a collection of videos over the past 2 years that I've made pretty much showing this. And all my recent videos really go in depth on how to create AI type of content. So if you want to learn how to actually create these videos, literally just press on my channel and watch any of them. And I guarantee you'll find them very valuable. But in this, I just want to talk about everything I've talked about so far. Now I want to talk about how to actually boost your RPM, how to find these high RPM niches. Now, there's a few factors you want to look for. Number one, you want channels that have talking in the videos. When you see AI slop channels where it's just VO3 generated, those are never good. And I've seen tons where it's AI factory videos where they show how cows get turned into hot dogs or something. It's just AI VO3 videos for 10-15 minutes, and then they have no comments, no engagement. If I go to any of these videos on this channel, and I haven't even looked at this channel, by the way, but if I go, you can see that there's some engagement in the comments. All of these comments, or most of them, are written in English, which is a great sign. The fact that there's engagement, the fact that there's English comments is a good sign. So what do you want? Well, you want people that are older, people that can essentially, that are willing to make purchases. Typically people over the age of 20 to 25, the range you want is above 25 normally. You want as Western of an audience as you can get, really by the country's GDP. So if we literally go on like Wikipedia and look at like the countries with the highest GDP. So here's like a Wikipedia list of GDP per capita, pretty much how much money the average citizen of a country has. So if you pretty much want viewers from these regions. I mean, a lot of these are very small population countries, but any of these countries will do. Just look at the ones with high populations. Like for example, people, audiences from Ireland, Switzerland, from Singapore, from Norway, United States, Denmark. Some good ones are like Germany. A lot of these channels, when you pretty much just go through like this list of just GDP per capita, literally just the countries that have high populations that are on this in like the top 30, I would say, are all really great places to, get YouTube viewers from. And keep in mind, a lot of these countries speak English. So the ideal thing is to make videos that target this. For example, I've made like a United States news channel, or if you make like a basketball channel, NBA, for example, right? If you're making an NBA channel, almost all of your viewers are going to be from the United States because, well, the NBA is in the United States. If I make a channel about US politics, almost all the viewers are going to be from the United States. So there are ways to target your specific region. Just find out what specific regions like to watch and make videos around that. So you got age, you got the region, and then of course, if you make videos about topics that wealthier people will like to listen to, for example, topics about finance, stuff like that. Especially imagine like I'm making a video like best mini yachts to buy off the coast of Florida, right? Now I'm getting 100% US audience and only people that are able to buy a mini yacht. So if I have that would be an extremely high RPM. And the only other factor that's going to affect your RPM significantly is the length of your video. But keep in mind, that's not the audience. And length, I think, is the most obvious thing because that's not really changing how much advertisers are paying per ad. And that's what you want to focus on. Lengthening your video is just going to change how many ads the viewer is watching on your video, which that's the same thing as, if you have a 10-minute video and the average person watches 5, versus if you have a 20-minute video and the average person watches 10 minutes, right? You're going to have double the amount of ads placed. So you're just going to have double the RPM. Now, it doesn't necessarily work like that, obviously, because it's not as simple as making twice the length of the video and you'll get twice the average view duration, right? If you make a 20-minute, like let's say you're making 10-minute videos and your average view duration is 5 minutes. If you make a 20-minute video, your average view duration might be 7 minutes. So, but I'm just giving you an example here that like length, that's the most obvious thing. Of course, when you have longer videos, more ads will be watched, but that's not what we want to focus on here. And that's kind of a way to get around this whole idea. Focus on the region, focus on targeting a specific age range, focus on targeting the wealthier class. And if you can do all three of those things, if you could do even one of those things, you're going to make money. If you could do two of those things, you'll make even more. And if you can make three of those things, find a niche that does three of those things, you'll maximize. But keep in mind, you still need to find a good niche that gets views because, yes, you can just go out of your way to make content, like I said, best mini yachts to buy off the coast of Florida, but, you need to make sure there's proof of concept on will people actually watch those types of videos. So you definitely want to go ahead and just go watch some of my previous videos. Like I said, I have some about niches. Just like I said, I think my YouTube channel is a great place to look for pretty much any content. I have videos about niches, about how to create the content, but this is definitely something that you need to learn. And with this knowledge, you can go ahead and look for niches and pretty much just like kick out niches that don't look like they'll have a good RPM, because even if you can get a lot of views, I've seen people, upload on channels that are getting 100, 200,000 views per video, but their RPM is like 70 cents because they have a 100% Indonesian audience. So definitely worth mentioning. I know it was a bit of a yap session here at the end, but I just really want to make sure that you guys, if you're starting and you're really serious about this, you want to have a higher RPM audience. And it also just can create better community. And speaking of community, like I said, if you want to join my 101 mentorship program, feel free to apply down below to work with me. But I totally get it if you're not wanting to do that. Like I said, I have a ton of free content here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.